Hey everybody, and welcome to Straight to the Point Tennis and our 3-minute racket review series. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Head Gravity MP 2025. On the ground strokes with this one, I'd give it like a 7.8 out of 10. I think there's a lot of spin and power on tap, but the sweet spot is so big that I felt myself losing some directional control and depth control, because you never really know when you're going to catch a flyer or a super hot one. Next, onto our net play section, I'd give this a 7 out of 10. I think the large head size and the relatively thick beam make it a little bit tough to maneuver at the net, and in general, that large sweet zone does limit you from having a lot of conviction in how you're going to have that interaction between the ball and the string bed on varying volley types. Next to our serving, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. I thought this was the standout aspect of this frame. It comes through the air so nicely, and the way that the beam is designed, it allows for a lot of kick and slice spin to be had because there's just a lot of real estate across the horizontal plane of the frame. Next, on our power section, I give it 8.6 out of 10. This 100-inch, 16 by 20, let's say configuration allows you to have a lot of power on tap. You really feel like you can hit through the court, and like I mentioned, even outside of the sweet zone, it is pretty hot. Next to our control section, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. I think this does relate again to the large sweet spot, large sweet zone. There's not necessarily a fair degree of control outside of it, or even inside of it for that matter, but the way that the frame is structured with the 20 crosses, it does allow you to rein in a little bit of that erratic nature. Next to our spin, I just mentioned it, but there is a 16 by 20 pattern in this one, so I think the spin generation is really nice. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. Nothing like a 100-inch Babolat frame, but definitely enough spin to hold up in the modern game. On to stability, I'd give this an 8 out of 10 as well. I think it is very stable. There is a low sort of static weight, swing weight feeling here, so I think it has room to improve in stability via customization, but out of the box, it is, let's say, above average in terms of stability. Next to comfort, I'd give this an 8.5 out of 10. I remarked this with the Gravity Tour 98. The Gravity Auxetic 2.0 layups are stellar, super comfortable, super plush. No complaints over here from someone with a history of elbow and shoulder issues. Next to our flex profile, I'd give that a middle yoke flex. I don't think it flexes much in the throat section, but there is sort of a sensation of that middle area of the throat sort of caving as you move from placing the racket in the slot to accelerating into your contact point. Next to our touch and responsiveness, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10, just because I think that 16 by 20 pattern is hard to sense if you're in the sweet zone or outside of it. Next, onto our will it lead category, I'd say this unequivocally 100% will work in league settings for the average player. It's got enough power, enough spin, enough control, and in general, it's just a very balanced performing frame. I think it will help a lot of amateur players on the serve specifically, just giving you enhanced forgiveness and confidence. And lastly, to the cosmetics, this is just a stellar one. I give it an easy 9 out of 10, just a beautiful paint job. Thanks everybody for tuning in to this racket review. See you in the next one.